Hello everyone and welcome to this next LM simulation video here on YouTube. So we're back in Train Sim World 2. I didn't want to do a TSW2 video just so that we can get back into it and starts to tick off these DLCs and get these reviews done, and so that we can eventually get back on to where we are at the moment, which is the imminent sort of rush hour area. So I'm recording this video with the first part of rush hour out. That's the Boston route. We are still waiting on the next rush hour routes. I think there's one based in Germany, and I think there's also one based in the UK. Well, I know there's one based in the UK, the Brighton main line that we're waiting for. I'm just got to wait for those to be released, and then we can do a full look at the whole of rush hour once it comes out. But we're going to be mixing and matching it a little bit, so we're going to be doing some of it on the old routes and the legacy routes, and a lot of it is going to be the new routes and stuff like that. So to that end, welcome to Long Island Railroad. So this is a route I've been wanting to get for quite a while. I've got it quite recently, and I did want to get it because driving the New York sort of metro routes is something I've really enjoyed. World of Subways did it once upon a time. And I want to get that again. I never tried it out, unfortunately, but it looks incredible, and if this is anything like that, we'll be in for a real treat. So let's get started. I think I know how to drive this train. You just got to charge the brakes before you go, and then get going. You've also got to do the door functions and stuff like that, so many fun and games anyway. So let's enjoy this run from, well, we're not doing it from Ronkonkoma. God, that is a very difficult place to pronounce. It's a New York Penn. We're starting at Hicksville, which is a lot easier to pronounce. So we're doing Hicksville to New York Penn. This isn't as long as some other ones. There are 51 minutes sort of routes that you can do into New York Penn. This is one of the timetable modes scenario services, and this is only 40 minutes, so it should be a little bit shorter today. Anyway, let's get into it and see what Train Sim World 2 and the all-new Long Island Railroad can bring us with this lovely M7 in Long Island Railroad livery. So let's get started. Here we are in the cab. It's a fantastic cab. It really is. It's been done to an incredibly high standard, and I really enjoy how it's all been done. So I'm just going to, sort of make the cab a little bit bigger. The doors are on that side, so the first thing you've got to do is come over to this sort of panel over here, and you've got to put the door control key in, and then you've got to sort of move the door control key over to doors com, and then unlock rearward doors is what you want to do. And that does the job. We'll open the windows while we're up here, might as well, and get everything set up. Master key can come on, because that should be on. There we go. And we'll go into forward. Master controller needs to be put into max brake, if I remember it rightly, and then we've got to charge the brakes all the way up to 90 psi, or anywhere higher than that, so we'll get up to about 100. There you go. That should do. We've just got to wait for a little bit. Let's show you the inside of the cabin. This is the inside of the cabin. You can sit anywhere on this train if you wish, and this is the exterior. We do have PIS screens on this route, which is brilliant to see. You can see where we're stopping out on this service today. We're in 936 from all the way to Penn. I'm not going to say that place, because I really don't want to. Anyway, so this is the M7. It's a fantastic train. I really enjoy it. Really enjoy driving it. It's quite fast. It's also a bit of an interesting train to drive, and I'll show you. It's difficult to describe, but it is an interesting train to drive. Anyway, let's close the door. We can now shut the doors, so let's lock the rearward doors, turn that to off, get in the engineer's seats, and well, we're good to go. Set going. So, oh, we haven't set the headlights. That's one thing we haven't done. It's dim. 6 miles to our next station, so this is going to be a nice long run. No we're speeding, but we should go up to 80 in a moment. Come on. Well, that's unfair. Come on, we should be on 80. Oh, there we go. There we go. HUD's being difficult. So, really enjoyed this train. I think it's the epitome of a suburban train in America. This whole sort of system here is very similar to like it's very similar to ETCS that we've got in the UK, whereby everything's on the screens in front of you. It tells you what speeds are coming up. It tells you when the next station is, how close you are, all of that. You know, it's very similar in the UK to ETCS. It just goes to show that, you know, a lot of people think America are miles behind everywhere else in terms of trains. I don't think they are at all. This here goes to show that, definitely. So this is doing the whole route. We're starting in Hicksville and we're going to New York Penn. There are other sort of avenues you can go in this route, not many, mind, it has to be said. So we started here in Hicksville, which is as far as you can go. The Long Island Railroad is huge. It would be so cool if they could do a lot more than this, especially down to, especially down to the airport and stuff like that. That'd be nice. Anyways, this is our next station here. You've also got the line down here to somewhere else. I can't quite remember the name of these places, and it would be nice if they had markers to tell you where they were, but something that TSW didn't want to invest in. We've got another station down here, which I'm not quite sure where that is. Then you've got some sort of yards around here, which is quite nice. We've got another main station for New York here. We're going to New York Penn, which is the big one here. That's where we're going today. So it's quite an expensive route, although there aren't that many options for it, unfortunately. But here we go. We don't stop here. If you are seeing an increased number of passengers in the game, a lot of people have said that. That'll be the rush hour sort of update. I'm playing this game with the new sort of Unreal Engine that they've updated the route with. And they did update the whole game, the core game, with the new Unreal Engine update, which was recent. And that is what I'm playing on here. So if you're wondering what settings I've got on, that is everything. Everything's pretty much maxed out. I have got a little issue with the game at the moment that I would hope is going to be fixed. Blimey, that's fast. I'm hoping this sort of it's a technical issue. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or something like that, but it's sort of the graphics aren't keeping up with where I'm looking in the game. So I'll kind of show you. If I look around here, it's getting a bit choppy and stuff like that, and you can kind of see that that there is something going on there. I seem to recall that was an issue at one point, and then I think it was fixed, and they released a patch for it, but it's come back. So which is a bit sad, but hey. Doesn't take away the appeal of driving in this game. I really enjoy it, and I'm becoming more and more sort of more and more enjoyment for this game the more DLC they release for it, and I'm really hyped for Rush Hour and what it can provide. I'm really getting into this game now, definitely. Can't wait for more stuff to come out for it. It's certainly becoming into a superb game. When Trains and World first came out, I was a bit like, meh. I thought, you know, it's got a lot of potential, but maybe not just yet. The introduction of the platform information screens, that is really the pinnacle turning point for me, because at that moment I knew that I'm going to want to play this game a lot more, because it's going to be a lot more realistic. You can be a passenger on this game. You can walk around free and join whatever train you want, go wherever you want. Honestly. really, really cool. And the increased number of passengers at these stations just goes to show the rush hour DLC that they're doing is working its magic. See, I'm just not used to braking this yet. It's a bit of a funny unit to try and brake in. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. There we go. You just turn behind you and put the key in, turn it on, and unlock rearward doors. There you go. Lovely. So we just load the passengers here. Onwards to our next station. So, in terms of station detail and everything like that, you've got yellow lorries and yellow school buses and stuff. You know, they've got loads and loads of different advertisements and bits and bobs. You've got real-time platform information screens here, 9:52, 10:55. Blimey, they're every hour. Wow. Not frequent, not a frequent service from this station. Mineola. So I like it, it's quite a nice station, and I must admit, if I stood here, you actually get you do get a sense of scale, which is bizarre, because you don't usually get that in a game, but they've pulled the work out on this one, that is for sure. Anyway, let's get going. 9.3 miles to our next station, Jamaica. Ah, blimey, this really is a limited stop service, isn't it? I think limited stop services are perfect for reviewing routes, because you can get the review done in less time than you would have to normally wait, because you'd have to do all these stopping routes. The performance is superb. I cannot complain. I've had no frame issues or anything. I haven't had anything really as an issue in the game for a long time. This game has been getting better and better. It's just that they need to fix on issues here and there. So that's about it really. But I really enjoy the game, and I think this route is thoroughly enjoyable. As a passenger, definitely as well. You can hop between station and station. Oh, I really do enjoy it. That is for sure. I'd like to go on it in real life. Sort of, it pushes me to want to go, and try it out in real life, because it's got so much, such a good feel to it. I really want to try in international railways, like railways in France, railways in Germany, railways further abroad, such as this as well. And Trains in World makes me want to do that even more, because I kind of go, oh my word, I can be a passenger in this. Imagine if I could do that in real life. These people are standing right close to the edge. It is scary. It really is scary, because imagine if they stepped on in front of you, you wouldn't have a chance. It's where this game it gets a little bit too realistic, I think. Honestly, I just wish the passengers would stand so close to the edge of the platform. The only thing is it's scary, both for real life train drivers and certainly train drivers. This, that is for sure. So our next stop is Jamaica. I know Jamaica is quite a large station on the route I show you. Jamaica is here. Once we depart Jamaica, we then head up this branch here and around into New York Penn. There's a lot of stations on here, but we're not going to be covering a lot of them. It's going to be a nice fast run into the city centre. The next DLC I need to buy, apart from Rush Hour, is the one that's based in, I think it's San Francisco or something like that. But it's based in California, and I had a route in Trains in World 2021, Trains in 2021 that was very similar to that. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was a really good route, especially with the diesels and everything. And I would love to do that in Trains in World too. That would be really, really good. So lots and lots of American routes coming out, and that is a very, very good sign, that is for sure. A lot of investment in the American sort of appeal and whatnot. This is a huge station as well. Got some more lines that have joined us, so we're a bit busier now. We're 5 miles to Jamaica. In the nice in the morning. So, I wonder how everyone's doing at the moment, especially with everything going on, with rush hour and everything. I hope everyone's enjoying the rush hour experience. I certainly am not, because I haven't got it yet. That's the only reason. I know there's a lot of people that have been a bit annoyed with Dovetail Games and their issues. Oh dear. I'm trying to slow down. Okay, too late. Yeah, Dovetail Games and their issues with the PlayStation 4. I think it was a risk taking Train Sim World onto the console. They didn't do that with TS 2021, but I think it is part of the future. You've got to adapt to the future, and taking the game onto console was a good decision, regardless of what's happened now. The problem is they've now got to deal with not only Steam, they've got to deal with the PlayStation Store, and they've got to deal with the Xbox, the Microsoft Store, and all that. And it's different for every single one of them. So what they might release on the PlayStation Store might not release in the same way on the Xbox. Microsoft Store might not release on the same way on the Steam, on the PC. It's intriguing, it really is. So I give kudos to them. A lot of people are being quite harsh to Dovetail Games at the moment. I for one was extremely harsh to Dovetail Games during the Train Sim 2021 days, but I think in terms of managing the situation, they are doing all they can, and a lot of people saying, oh, well, you shouldn't be releasing, roadmap updates if you've got outstanding issues in your game. Well, it's just because their marketing department is still working on roadmap updates. That doesn't mean the technical department is not working on fixing this issue. That company will lose money if this continues. So. I'm sure they're working on it day and night, and I hope that issue has been able to be fixed. I think it has, as far as I can be aware, but I don't use the PlayStation. I have Train Sim World 2 on my Xbox One, but I don't use it. I primarily use it on the PC. I get much better performance, and I don't like using the Xbox controller. I'm a keyboard and mouse guy when it comes to Train Simulator. Anyway, so we're now approaching Jamaica. Not actually Jamaica, but the Jamaica in New York. Got a bit of a... I'm just going to start braking because we've got some cautionary signals coming up. We've got a green now. Anyway, so we're now approaching the rather large interchange of Jamaica. Fantastic station last time I saw it in the pictures. Haven't really done much driving on this since I got it. I wanted to do a video on it as soon as I could, and here it is. I think it's fantastic. I really enjoy it. God. Now we are definitely speeding. So here we are. This is Jamaica. Well, as close to Jamaica as you can get to in New York. roughly. Right. Here we are. Fantastic interchange. I like it here. It's huge. It's absolutely huge here at Jamaica, and I enjoy that. I like big stations. There's a lot to do, a lot to see, a lot of different places to go. And I love that they've got departure boards, because it suddenly means, you know, once upon a time in Great Western Express, when, you know, Trains in World first came out, you were just looking at the platform and going, well, where the hell is this train going to go? You know, what stations does it call at? Anything. You didn't know anything, because in real life, you know, a lot of people rely on departure boards. Because they don't have apps on their phone or whatnot. So anyway, let's get the doors unlocked. There you go. This is Jamaica. I think we're here a little bit early, actually, to be honest. Oh gosh, everyone's got off the train. Wow. Lovely unit, definitely. Is for sure. So we've got to wait till 9:56 here. Let's have an explore of the interior of this train. So you've got the onboard emergency instructions, evacuation, and everything. Very nicely laid out. I don't know whether these trains in real life are comfy or not. Maybe someone can tell me. On the commuter trains in the UK, the seats are very, very uncomfy. These do look like they're built for mass consumption or mass transit. I don't know how old these are either. There's a loo, the looks of it. They look reasonably new from the outside. There's one line. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're quite old. Is that two units coupled together there? Maybe. So, we are 10 coaches long. It's quite long for a commuter train, that's certain. Right, let's read where we're calling at today. Stopping at Woodside and Penn station. Oh, we only got 2 more stops, that's good. Interesting. I like these notices on the side of the train. Assaulting MTA, Long Island Railroad train crew members is a felony. Assaulting MTA Long Island Railroad train crew members is a felony punishable by up to 7 years in prison. 7 years? People in the UK wouldn't even dare think about spitting on members of staff or doing anything like that if they knew they could get 7 years in prison. You know, in the UK, the maximum you're going to get is overnight in a bloody cell, and then the police will probably just let you go, give you a fine. And you wonder why people do what they do in this country. Honest to God. Honest to God. I like this though, we serve with pride. That is fantastic. I mean, you've got to be. No, I don't want to give up control. Oh, bugger! Am I meant to be? Sorry, I'm too busy reviewing the route. I think it's fantastic to have that. You know, to be able to display stuff like that in this day and age, especially in America. Right, let's get going. I need to close the doors, which is this one. Sit the seat. Let's get going. Off we pop. I've only got 15, so start to slow down. Got 80 coming up in 0.8 of a mile, and we're 6 miles from Woodside, so doing quite well on this trip. I I like America. The colour of the trains and everything like that is really, really nice. I like the I don't like the newer Acela trains. The older Acela trains I really enjoyed, the Acela Express. I don't like the new ones because I like silver. Silver as a colour is it's a very, very nice colour. It sort of evokes quite a materialistic sort of feel to the train. It makes it feel like it's built out of sturdy stuff, whereas white I connote with plastic. Plastic is not a sturdy material. It is cheap, it is shoddy, and it is, you know, I wish someone had just not created plastic. When they created plastic, I knew that the future in the world was just going to be crap. Instead of having proper chairs that are, you know, robust and don't break, you're just going to have chairs with plastic. No, my chair's got plastic arms. I don't like plastic. And the new Acela trains that have been developed, I think by Alstom, they're just loads of bloody plastic. I mean, they look good. They look like a platypus, which is. I was waiting for them to call it the Acela platypus. Is what I'm going to call it, because it looks like a platypus to me. But yeah, I like the old trains, the oldest Acela Express. The metal sort of bare body look was very, very appealing to me. And in a similar fashion, American Airlines had a wonderful colour scheme whereby everything was just silver. And it was iconic, it really was iconic. But now, look at American Airlines now, it's just a very bland greyish colour. And I hope they don't get rid of these trains, because look at them. I love the silver. The silver on the train looks fantastic. It really does. Anyway, we're stuck at 35 for some reason. There we go. Let's get up. That's the one thing I don't like about America, is everything's becoming a little bit like the UK, where we had like really good train liveries. Like we had Virgin trains. That to me was an iconic livery. And now look at what we've got. We've got a Vanti West Coast, which is a load of misshaped, weird symbols accumulated together and put into a livery. And to me, it looks awful. I hate it. It's just a pity that all the good liveries are going, but hey, what can you do? Anyway, we'll get back to the route. This is Long Island Railroad. Just so that everyone is aware, this route is available on Steam. I believe it was $24.99 for me, just like most routes are for Trains in World 2. But it is very enjoyable, and if you do like suburban routes and you want something a little bit different, not just like your typical UK suburban route, this will be it. This will really, really pique your interest. There's a load of variety of stations and destinations. You can go fully operational trains. You can even get DLC trains for it, and definitely worth it. I should be saying. And if I'm going to give this a rating out of 10, I will give this a rating out of 10 on departure from Woodside. I'm going to give you my final views for this. This is a route review. But to me, from the outset, performance is great, the trains are brilliant, I really enjoy the feel to the routes, you know, the graphics are very, very good, high standard. I enjoy it, I really do enjoy it, and I think it's other people will enjoy it equally as much. I don't think it's, I think on the negative aspect, it's probably maybe it's a little bit small. They tend to, for some reason, Dr. Games have got it in their head that to drive for more than an hour on a route in Trains in World 2 would be sacrilege, and therefore they don't want you to be able to do that. So most of their routes, they're only long enough for you to be able to do a maximum of an hour long scenario, which is a pity. Brighton Main Line though, that will take you more than an hour if you're going to do a stopping service all the way to Brighton. It will take you ages for that. I mean, even a non-stop service to Brighton takes over an hour, last time I checked. But hey, I mean, the good news is there's loads and loads more to do in Train Sim World 2. So if you get, a little bit bored with just doing American routes, you can go and do some stuff over in the UK. If you get bored of the UK, you can go to Germany. I enjoy a lot of the suburban German routes they've got in the game. Stuff that I'm going to be bringing to the channel in the future, so do keep an eye out for that. If you are looking forward to some of the German routes. I'm looking forward to showcasing Rush Hour and everything that is contained in that. I haven't got the season pass yet, so I just want to wait to see what the bright main line looks like, and then I'll probably get the season pass after that. I don't want that. I'd rather pay the full price knowing it's good, rather than the discount price not knowing if it's good or bad. There we go. Right, we're approaching into Woodside now. So on departure from Woodside, I'll give you my final views for this fantastic route. We're early into Woodside. We're doing quite well on this route today. So a lot more people on the platform than in previous iterations of Train Sim World. I'm certainly feeling this rush hour feel. Here we go. That is Woodside. So, turn the key. Oh, I don't like how it. There you go. It's the only issue I have with that really is it's very difficult to turn that key without removing it. Anyway, welcome to Woodside. I don't know whether these trains are meant to be going around with the tail lights on at the same time. I can't seem to find a way to turn the tail lights off. I've had a look at this train before, this scenario, but unfortunately I couldn't. I've got services to Port Washington as well from here. That's interesting. This is the thing that I like about this route, is you can just get off at a station and just join a train to God knows where. And I can't wait to bring you the East Coastway route, which is something I'm going to be bringing you very, very soon. Don't worry about that. The East Coastway route should now have platform information screens. It didn't have platform information screens when it was first released, so can't wait to bring you that very, very soon. But this is Woodside, and our next station calling point on this service will be New York Penn, where this train terminates. So going into the Big Apple, the big city. If you're wondering if I've got any graphical enhancements to the Train Sim World 2, I do, indeed. Graphical enhancements include the sky, this sort of whiskey sky texture. It's been done by, I think, Josh Rubio, if I remember correctly. Good old Josh has done really, really well with that. Let's get going. Done a lot of enhancements for the game. He's a very talented individual. So if you're looking for any stuff on Facebook, Josh Rubio, wonderful asset creator for Train Sim World 2. As if I've got the right person there, you never know. We're just having a rant about some random person who's never had anything to do with Train Sim. So onwards we go. Next stop is New York Penn, 4.6 miles. So, my final verdict of Train Sim World 2's Long Island Railroad, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's extremely enjoyable for what is provided. I think what is provided is satisfactory and goes beyond my expectations. I like the fact that they haven't just limited the platform information screens to just the UK. They've done that for their international routes as well. I think that is a wonderful thing that they've gone ahead and done, and makes a true difference to their games and routes, that is for sure. I'm looking forward to driving some more on this and having a look at some of the further sort of routes you can do. I'm going to do a series on the channel called PAX X, which is going to be called sort of passenger experience. And PAX X is basically going to be an opportunity for me to drive, well, not drive routes, but be able to explore routes as a passenger, like you would do in real life. So now that the platform information screens are becoming more common of a thing in Train Sim World 2, in more and more routes all the time, I think PAX X is becoming more and more of a viable option. So do keep an eye out for that. That is a new series I'm launching called PAX X, and that'll be launching later in the year. That won't have any commentating over it. It will just be me exploring the routes as a passenger and going from station to station. I don't think I'll ever be able to you know, have a train simulator where you could be a passenger. I think that is truly fantastic. Look at the size of this depot. Wow. Well, that is truly ginormous. I'm not surprised given how many trains operate in this area. I'm not surprised it's totally empty as well, to be honest. Gives you more frames. Doesn't really feel too much like New York. It feels more, feel as big as New York just yet, but I can see that there's skyscrapers in the distance and stuff, so certainly getting more into it, that is for sure. I think that must be the One World Trade Center, that, from the looks of it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, here we go, underground into New York Head. Tunnel sort of vision feeling is really good in this game. It's something they absolutely nailed. I didn't know how they would have tunnels in this game. In Train Simulator 2021, tunnels aren't one of the best things in the game. They're definitely something that could be improved upon. But in this game, tunnels have been absolutely nailed. I really feel like I'm having that tunnel vision after a while. And that just brings the reality aspect into it. I think in the long term, this game has a very, very, very secure future, and it's brilliant. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for this. It is a thoroughly enjoyable route. There's more that you can do than just this. So what I would say is definitely get it. If you can, wait for a Steam sale. I always say this with all the DLC. It's not because it's not worth it without the Steam sale, because it is. It's definitely worth the $24.99 price tag. And a link will be in the description to be able to get this route. But you know, as I keep saying in all my videos, I always think that getting the best bargain for your buck is certainly worth it, especially if you can in this climate when everything's going up in price. Some discounts are always welcome, and this is not a route that needs to be played immediately. If you can get it during a Steam sale, that's an absolute bonus, and I truly envy you, because I wasn't able to get it during the Steam sale. So, but anyway, I certainly think it's well worth the money either way. Very enjoyable route, whether you like monotonous stopping services or whether you like to be able to fly through them at 80 miles an hour like you can on this. It's got a lot of variety to it. So I give it to the guys at Dovetail Games. Take my hat off to you. This is a solid 8 out of 10 route. The reason why it's only an 8 and not a 10 is because as great as it is, it's not that big. And unfortunately, one issue with Dovetail Games is they make cracking routes, but for some bizarre reason, that's their sort of limit is only a certain distance, and it impedes on the realism of the route, unfortunately, and because you can only go so far, and in real life you'd be able to take these trains all the way to wherever they go. Here we go, we're going to be speeding instead. not very good in this route. I need to work on it. Anyway, a link is in the description for this route, where you can get it over at Steam. In the meantime, this has been another Train Sim World 2 video here on LM Simulation. I'm really getting into these now, so do expect some more TSW2 action as the game ever expands into new areas and bits and bobs like that. I'd really enjoy an Australian route. If they could do an Australian route for Train Sim World 2, I'd be happy. Imagine driving the GAN Train Sim World 2. Yes. Yes, I would have that. I would definitely have that. I'd pay $24.99 for the GAN. Mind you, it's a really long route, and as we know, Dotto games don't do really long routes. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in more action here on LM Simulation. I'll link to the route in the description, and until next time, have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, night, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you in the next video here on LM Simulation. Take care, and ta-ra.